An expert devotee of the Lord can mold his life in such a way that while performing all kinds of duties, either for this or next life, he can constantly remember the Lord's name, fame, qualities, etc. The order of the Lord is distinctly there in the Bhagavad Gita. One should work only for the Lord in all spheres of life. In every sphere of life, the Lord should be situated as the proprietor. So which shloka in the Bhagavad Gita is there where it says all the work only for the Lord? One should work only for the Lord in all spheres of life. Yat karoshi. You want to recite the whole shloka?
Yes, I can recite. This is 9.27. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam.
Very important shloka, right? Whatever you're doing, do it for the Lord. And then every sphere of life, Lord should be situated as the proprietor. So, which shloka Krishna is saying I'm the proprietor? Mm-hmm.
5. Bhoktaram. It starts with Bhoktaram.
That also, yes. That is more like enjoyer.
Aham sarvasya prabhu mukta sarvam pravartate iti mata bhajanti mam guna bhava samamrita.
So both of these shlokas, Bhoktaram Ekatapasam and this one, there is saying, and then also in the Isopanishad said, right? What is the shloka? Ishavasya. Ishavasya sarvam yat kinchat jagatyam jagat tena taktena bunjita magra kasya svidhanam. So all these Krishna is mentioning, the proprietor. And then Prabhupada is taking it to demigod worship. What is he saying? He's saying in demigod worship like Indra, Brahma, Saraswati, Ganesha, the system is that all circumstances representation of Vishnu must be there as Yageshwar or the controlling power of such sacrifice. It is recommended that a particular demigod be worshipped for a particular purpose, but still the presence of Vishnu is compulsory in order to make the function proper. So even when they do Ganesh Puja, in the end, they chant this mantra, right? Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Can you tell the whole thing?
Yeah, like after the whole Ganesh Aarti. I know because I'm from Maharashtra. So after the whole Ganesh Aarti, they'll chant Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhu Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva, Kaina Vacha Manasindriyeva, Buddhyatmana Va Prakriti Svabhava Karomi Yat Yat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami. So they're offering everything to the feet of Narayana.
So Kaina Vacha means whatever I have done, the whole Aarti they did, but then they are saying whatever I did, by my actions, by my mind, by my words, let it be an offering to whom? Narayanaya Samarpayami. So they are actually offering all of that to Krishna or Narayan or Vishnu. So even though they are doing this, but according to Vedic rules and regulation, if they do, they actually land up also worshipping Vishnu in the process and get the spiritual benefit of it also.
There's more actually. Achyutam Keshava Ram Narayanam.
So all Krishna's name.
Yeah, Vasudevam Hari, Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham, Janki Nayakam, Ramchandra Hari, Hari Ram. They chanted the other way around. Ram Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare. And then Prabhupada is mentioning, apart from the Vedic duties, even in the ordinary dealings, household life, business, profession, must consider that the result of all activities must be given over to the Supreme Enjoyer, Lord Krishna. And then he's mentioning in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord declared himself to be the Supreme Enjoyer of everything. So that is the Bhoktaramya Gita. right? Supreme proprietor of every planet and supreme friend of all beings. No one else but Lord Krishna can claim to be the proprietor of everything within this creation. Pure devotee remembers him constantly and knowing repeats his transcendental name, fame, qualities, pastime. Means that he is constantly in touch with the Lord. Lord is identical with his name, fame, etc. and therefore be associated with this. Then the next point, next paragraph, Prabhupada is saying is about spending, even let's say we are doing a lot of work in the professional life. So somebody can say, okay, you know, everything we have to dedicate to Krishna or God, but like, you know, we have 24 hours, 8 to 10 hours we are working only. So that is already like 40% of our time. So that is already gone. We are not able to remember Krishna all the time there. So many things we have to pay focus and attention. It's not that I'll be able to chant and then I'll be able to do it that same time. So what is the way out? So we can make our life perfect if whatever we are working and the money we get, we use that money in Krishna service. If we use that money in Krishna service, then we are perfect. But let's say if we can't use all the money in Krishna service, so you're saying at least 50% should directly go in Krishna conscious activities. And mainly that is to give to the people who are, like give charity, give to those who are engaged. And that way we can spiritualize our whole 24 hours. Even though we may be working in fields where we cannot remember Krishna. And then that's not enough because we still have another 14, 16 hours a day, right? Out of 24 hours. So then what do? You read Bhagavad Gita, chant Krishna's name and give it to others. And in the 18th chapter, Krishna also says, right, you cannot give Krishna's name to everybody because some people will be atheist. Some people will not take, they will argue, they'll say, no, nahi, kyun Krishna, kyun, why not this, why not that? So they will not take. So what you have to do is, you have to actually give people, you have to spread a big net. And then you have to catch those who are actually the ripe in spiritual life. Those who are little ripe, they will get caught. Other small fishes will go. We don't have to worry about it. Because here it says, those who have no credit of austerity, charity and education, etc., they will not get the highest knowledge actually. We should not even give them. Why? Because they need to pass certain criteria. So how we can do that? We can do that by giving them non-specific details. We can see their inclination. We can give them general ideas. Like some people talk about mind control, time management, personality development, different things, and then see how they come. And that way they can further give more and more yoga. And then you see, and then you give more. Therefore, attempt must go on to convert unwilling men. So it is not that they will be all be willing only, all devotees. No. Attempt should be made to convert the unwilling men to become his devotees, and then you share with the devotees. So that is the process in Bhagavad Gita also, right? First, Krishna says these things may not be given to those who are, all this, cannot do austerity or education or atheistic mentality and all, but should be given to devotees. So what does it mean? This means that those who are not devotees, convert them to devotees and then give it. So Lord Chaitanya has taught a very simple method in this connection. He taught lesson for preaching the transcendental message through. So this is very, very nicely given. Everybody likes to dance, right? When you talk about some kind of celebration in the regular world, what do they say? They say, okay, let's have a party. So what do they do in the party? They'll go out, they'll have sing, dance, music, something like that, right? And they'll eat together. So that's practically what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. Singing, dancing, feasting. That's it. And just enjoy. So Prabhupada is saying nobody will say no to such a proposition, such a nice proposition. Everyone will attend such a function. So this will help them actually associate with other devotees and advance spiritually. But all this has to be done not whimsically, not just by our ideas, under the guidance of a pure devotee. So if we are doing it under the guidance of pure devotee, then we'll see our graph going up for spirituality. And then Prabhupada is saying it's already spoken a lot in Bhagavad Gita, especially in all other Vedic literature generally. We have simply to accept them in toto. So Krishna has already given the process, we have to totally accept it, not just take bits and pieces. And sthane sthatha shruti-gatam tanuvan manobhir. No one has to change his position. Wherever you are, stay there and spread Krishna's name and share it with others. Speak about Krishna. Yare dekhe tare kaho. Krishna
Upadesh.
Agya hai Guru hoy.
Karidesh.
So no need to discover or do anything or go around or leave. No. Only condition is that one must give up the habit of dry speculation. We should not speculate. Speculate means trying to figure out by our own mind and intelligence. Better is to see what is the recommendation of the acharyas, the gurus. One may very submissively receive the orders of the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam from the lips of the bona fide devotee whose qualification is mentioned above. That will make everything successful without a doubt. All right. Anybody would like to share anything? Okay, we'll go to the next. Okay, Rakshita Mataji is going to share. Yes, ma'am.
Prabhuji, I have a question I don't want to share. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Prabhuji, in the purport, in the beginning, it said that an expert devotee of the Lord can mold his life in such a way that while performing all kinds of duties, either for this life or the next life, he can constantly remember the Lord's name, fame, and quality. But Prabhuji, the expert devotee who's already an expert devotee and chanting the name of Krishna all the time, why would he prepare for his next birth? Because as it said in Bhagavad Gita, the one who remembers God will never take birth again.
Yeah, but sometimes, idiots like us, we have to be pulled out from this material world. So pure devotees have to take birth again to pull us out. So that's why the acharyas come. Acharyas don't have to come, right? But they still come. Why do they come? They come to bring us back. So that's why they don't mind taking birth again. Like Prahlad Maharaj used to say that let all the karmas of all the other people come to me and let me suffer birth after birth. But let them all get benefit of going back to Godhead. So that is his mood. So those who are spiritually advanced, they depend on Krishna. They are not attached to going back. They want to go back to Krishna because that way they can serve Krishna. But if Krishna wants them to serve here, they don't mind taking birth again.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
So where were you reading it from?
Prabhuji, the same 1.536. You also read this.
Where
Prabhuji.
does it say next slide?
In the beginning, Prabhuji,
In
here,
the purport.
in the purport, Prabhuji,
Okay.
all kinds of for this and next slide.
Yes. So, so that is one thing, one way of looking at it. The other way is the expert devotee of the Lord can mold his life in such a way that while performing all kinds of duties, either for this or next life, he can constantly remember the Lord's name, him qualities. This means expert devotee doesn't necessarily means one has achieved pure devotion. One may be a Madhyam Adhikari, right? One may not be a Uttam Adhikari, but a Madhyam Adhikari is also expert. A Madhyam Adhikari will never fall down, right? So he's an expert. So he also molds his life. That if there is a possibility of next life, then also he's planned for that. In fact, those who are devotees really advanced, they don't even see themselves as advanced. So they think that anyways we'll have to take another birth, right? So from his standpoint, he will plan it in that way. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to add anything? Network provides.
Hare Krishna. It's just today we were just hearing a snippet, and again talking about this reminded me of that from Nitai Sevni Mataji. We were hearing that as here we were talking about demigods and that even at the end everything is submitted. Everything is for Krishna. So in that regards, she was giving a small like a snippet lecture, 3 minutes, that basically was talking about, does Krishna or Narayan actually come when we do all these yagnas, karmakand, all this yagyas are being done, and does the Lord actually come and take that seat? When we do all the yagyas, there is always the pandit or prohit comes and they are doing that all the things. They're making a seat for Narayan and Vishnu and all the other deities. They're just they are speaking the chants and the verses very nicely. They make a very nice asan by whatever the ways are described in the Vedas, and they make those asans. So the question was that, does Krishna or Narayan really come and take that place? And what is being discussed is, it depends upon the devotion. If the people or the judgeman and as well as the person who's performing it, it depends upon how much devotion are they doing it with. If and with that there was an example being given, very beautiful example from Krishna Leela, that when the when Krishna has not come for Ras Leela, then all the gopis and everybody are by Yamuna and they are crying for Krishna, that Krishna hasn't come as yet. And then they're all their makeup and everything that's getting smeared up, and they are cleaning all that with their dupattas, and they are cleaning up their the kajal and everything is on it, because they have been crying vigorously waiting for Krishna. And then Krishna appears, and when Krishna appears, then they want to put a seat for Krishna. They don't want Krishna to just sit on the raja, so on the on the floor. So they put the dupattas for Krishna, and there are so many gopis, and it becomes a nice asan. And he takes up that asan, which is full of sweat and tears and all those things, which are kind of, if we think about it, it's kind of dirty. But Krishna takes up that asan very happily, versus here we are making a nice asan of whatever things are being described. But what really Krishna decides, Krishna is not like our servant that we'll call and he will come at our begging. No, but Krishna says that I listen to my devotees. I am almost servant to my devotees. And if my pure devotee calls me, then I will come there. So this is just a nice thing that I was this came to my mind as we were discussing this.
So how are you connecting to this?
Because here we were talking about all these demigod worship they were talking about, that how all the demigods, when they are worshipping, finally it goes to Krishna. It just reminded me that that's a nice pastime.
Actually, in 9th chapter also, Krishna says very clearly that
the main thing, everything that he said, that it's Krishna.
Krishna says in 9th chapter also very clearly that everybody, even those who worship demigods, actually worship me, but they do so indirectly in a wrong way. Avidhi purvakam, he says. So that's very, very clear. He says it's so why do it indirectly? Why not do it directly? And that way you become a pure devotee, and you're more likely to attract his attention. He'll come. But the demigod worship is typically done for fruitive benefits. And they try to give the results to Vishnu. They say Vishnu's name, or we are giving everything to Vishnu, but actually nobody means that. It is still being done for a fruitive end. Rakshita Mataji, are you sharing something? You have your hand.
No, Mataji. I'll lower mine. Sorry.
Okay, anybody else would like to share anything? Okay, so I think the schedule for Sunday is kind of decided. So I'll share in the group, except some of the devotees who are going to share their, topics. I think Rakshita Mataji, did you finalize which one is the topmost you want to include?
Prabhuji, actually, I shared the list
Okay.
with Anisha Mataji already, and then it's up to Mataji and you to choose whichever you think needs to be discussed first.
Sure. So we will share in the group tonight. So we'll plan to have, the same program. The only one change is Nitai Sevni Mataji is a very senior devotee, gives very beautiful lectures. She's going to be speaking in a different link at 9 o'clock. So is it okay if we join her talk at 9 a.m.? And maybe if, Krishna permits, maybe you can even ask questions from her personally and express your gratitude.
Yes, Prabhuji, I would love to join her lecture.
Okay, great. So Natasha Mataji will share in the group the invite. And
I think we would just have to attend a little bit in advance, because their link may get full. Because when Amrendra Prabhu was invited by Shubhalas Prabhu, I could not get in. Even 10 minutes prior to the class, the link was 100% full. So we should all try to join 10-15 minutes in advance.
they are not doing live YouTube or anything?
They may be, but then we cannot ask questions. And
Mataji, is Mataji giving class in Telugu or English or Hindi? Because if
no,
it's in
Mataji,
Telugu,
it should be in English, because this is for American audience.
okay.
And it says no fear is the topic.
No fear, or overcoming the fear is the topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, it'll be in English, I'm sure. Nirbhay. Nirbhay is the topic. Name of the topic is no. Ma Shucha.
Now there goes a Milga initiated. All right. So I think we'll conclude here. Thank you everybody for joining. Today is Ekadashi, so whoever can chant more will be very nice. And then we'll join tomorrow morning for our japa. Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jaya. Jai Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.